How's it going? This is Evan from StandUpPaddleSurf.net, and this is another board meeting with
Robert Stellick from Blue Planet Surf.
All right, we're gonna try something different this time. We're at the beach, and hopefully you only hear a little bit of the ocean, but not like too much of the ocean.
Yeah, just got out of the water,
So you're on that new foil, right? So I'm curious
Yeah.
on this foil thing, because I only
Right.
see like awesome guys like Kai Lenny and Connor Baxter and Zane Schweitzer, and then now you guys and Jeff. But all of you guys are like super good athletes. So I mean, do you really think that that's something that the average person can do, like me?
Well, I mean, wouldn't say I'm a super athlete like Zane Schweitzer and Kai Lenny and those guys, but I would say I mean, I've been surfing for a long time, and so I'm decent, but I would say myself I'm kind of an average guy. I'm not super talented or anything. So, and I was
You're
able
just
to.
being humble.
I was
but
able
you're
to
way
learn
better
it.
than most people.
Well, I was able to learn it in I don't know, with in probably 10 times of trying it, I was able to get up and do it. So, I would say it's definitely dangerous. It's got a learning curve, and it's very challenging at first. It's easy to kind of think, oh, this is never going to work. I'm going to give up, and just give up on it. But I would say if if you stick with it and keep trying, eventually you can figure it out for sure. And it's a lot of fun once you get it flying. It's like a whole new thing. It's like
Wait, so the
exciting.
first 10 times, were you on the back of a boat or a jet ski, or you were actually trying it in the water?
So we did it. We did 3 times behind a jet ski with Jeff, and at first we had like a kite foil that was really hard, and we had to go pretty fast to get it to fly. And I had a long mast, and it was super dangerous. And then
were you strapped in?
No. Well, actually, the first time we did have straps, and then the straps ripped out of the board, and we crashed onto the foil and all kinds of stuff. So
were you wearing a helmet?
It was kind of
or
crazy.
what?
Yeah, helmet, neoprene, everything. So, but that was kind of sketchy. So. At that point, I was like, wow, this is dangerous. I don't know if this is going to work and stuff.
Yeah.
But then, when we got the Go foils, they have that really thick profile, and they fly at much lower speeds, and it's easier to control at that lower speed. And so it definitely makes it more like, okay, I think I can do this,
Wait, so the one on the back of the boat was not Go foil? It was something else?
No, the first couple times we had like these kite foils where you have to go pretty fast, like faster. So you're going higher speed, and it's got this long mast. So when you come out really high, and then if you crash, you could crash from higher.
Yeah.
So, but that was before the Go foils were available, So, but then once we got the Go foil, we tried it one time behind a jet ski, and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to try it in the wave.
Wait, so the Go foil was way easier?
Yeah.
Is it because it's bigger or what?
It's bigger. It has more lift. Thicker profile. So it has a lot more lift. So it comes up earlier, But, I think it also helped to have tried it a couple of times before that and get the feel for it. So, but the first time I got up on the Go foil, I was able to fly it right away and keep it flying pretty well for long distances. So, and then after that, after I tried it on the Go foil, then the next day I went on some waves, and I was able to catch a couple of small waves and get it a little bit. And then ever since then, I've been going every chance I get.
So can you catch just bump without a breaking wave? Did you try? What was the downwind?
Not yet. Like I just got this one here is the Maliko foil, so that's the bigger one that's made for like catching open ocean swells and stuff. And I've used this 3 times now. Today was the 3rd time only. So I think that one I can get it going when it's windy enough. So and it kind of starts.
What board is this that you put it on?
This is a 12.6 bump surfer.
And that would be better than on a 14? That's better than putting on a 14?
Well, actually, most of the guys are using like 10 footers, 10.6, something like that.
For downwind?
Yeah. Because actually having a shorter board, I mean, I could actually feel the tail dragging a little bit today.
Mm-hmm.
So having a shorter board actually makes it easier to, once you get it up, there's less board to catch the water and slow you down the drag in the water.
But on like our Hawaii Kai runs, when it's, 15, 20 miles per hour, that's enough. 10 foot, you can still get on bumps?
I think so. I mounted the foil pretty far forward, so if I wanted to, I could cut it off. You can kind of see behind us, I don't know if you can see like kind of where the 12.6 by 28 is printed on the back of the board. I figured that's where I could cut it off right there in front of the back fin box. If I wanted to make it shorter, I can cut off like a couple feet off the back of it and try it that way. But right now I'm just leaving it on 12.6. I wanted to try it and see if it works like that. And then obviously when the wind dies off, you're coming around Diamond Head and you're going into the wind or whatever, then having a longer board is going to make it easier to paddle back in.
Do you feel a massive amount of drag when there's nothing pushing you, or what?
It definitely has more drag, more drag than a regular board. So it does have more drag, but it's not, I mean, it's fine.
Like it feels like an anchor, or not really?
No, it just feels like maybe you're riding a slower board, than, or, I mean, there's this drag on, you can feel the foil dragging, but it's not a huge amount of drag. It's maybe like 10% slower, maybe 20% slower or something like that. I mean, it's definitely harder to get it up to a high speed. But then once, like on a wave, or, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be the same on a bump. Once you get a little bit of speed, it starts to lift,
Like what, so 5 miles per hour?
Maybe 6 or 7 miles an hour. Then you start to feel a lift, and then it kind of wants to accelerate. And as soon as the board kind of lifts off the water and you get, the friction from the board falls away, then you really speed up, and you're like, all of a sudden the board wants to speed up and it wants to lift up. So
so you fell off the back a number of times, or what?
Yeah, so if your weight is too far back and you're lifting up too fast and you can't control it, because as soon as it lifts up, you kind of have to lean forward to keep it level. So the hard part is not so much getting it up out of the water, but to keep it flying level. I figure, I did that one thing with Sam too, where we talked about learning how to foil. Like when you're learning yourself, I think it's a lot easier to talk about it. You don't have to think, what was it like when I was learning. It's easier to relate to people that are learning, right?
What do you mean, you forgot what you were learning already? It's only been like 2 months or something.
But like when you teach people how to stand up paddles, like sometimes you don't remember what it's like when you first stood up on the thing, and it's
I remember
shaky.
Because I end up doing it like every couple months after I don't paddle, and then I'm like, damn it, I gotta.
It's kind of like a bicycle, but yeah, I mean, the first time you stand up, it's like it's a feeling that the longer in the pass it gets in the pass.
So this Maliko one is the biggest foil that they have, the easiest one to ride?
Yeah, it's a Go foil, the biggest one they have right now, and I think the biggest one on the market. Like right now, the only ones you can get for stand-up paddling are the Go foils. They have the Kai and the Maliko, and they're supposed to come out with a Nalu, a smaller surfing one. But right now, their production is delayed due to manufacturing issues. And then Nash has a foil, and they just have one size that's kind of an all-round size for surfing and
so how does that work then? Because Kai has a Go foil, but Kai rides for Nash. So is it made by Go foil?
No,
or what?
Kai, when he first used the foil, that was the Go foil, but then Nash developed their own, and now he's riding on the Nash one. And Alex is kind of a little bit upset about that, I think. But then I guess Alex did a deal with Starboard, so now Starboard is distributing the Go foils, and Nash has their own.
Oh, so Starboard producing it?
Well, Starboard just puts their logo on it, So Go foil is making it, and Starboard's kind of licensing it or selling it through their distribution network,
That's an interesting deal.
So we're a Starboard distributor or dealer, so we're able to get it through Starboards,
Is that thing detachable then, or how does this thing?
Yeah, it has a tuttle box. So it needs a stronger box that's mounted into the board. It connects to the deck, and the screws go through the deck into the board. We can get some close-ups later.
Wait, so you unscrew it from the top, kind of like a kayak kind of sometimes have that.
Like windsurfers, that's like the tuttle box we developed for windsurf boards, where they have these huge slalom fins that have a lot of sideways torque. Where regular
like the K15, the Starboard K15 had that.
Oh yeah.
Where you would drop the thing and then you have to screw it from the top.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, those kind of if you have a really long fin, it puts too much pressure on the regular fin box and it will just break it out. So these tuttle boxes are super solid, and they connect to the bottom and the top glass, so that it has a lot of force. Basically, that foil holds your weight and the board and everything on that mass on the foil, right? So that has
and
a
the
lot
box
of leverage.
is only
has a lot of leverage.
Not
on the
that
board.
big. I mean,
it's like maybe this big, and then 2 screws coming from the deck.
No, but how big? Because there's a lot of foam,
box,
so it has to
have
a
like a
stringer or something.
foam block around it, and then it connects to the. It has to be like dropped into the box, glass over the bottom, glass over the top, so it's connected to both sides of the board. So it's definitely needs a lot of reinforcement.
Okay, so do you have the same Maliko foil on that potato chip model, that short one you're riding also?
So on that one, I've been using the Kai foil on the surfing model. I haven't tried the Maliko on the shorter board yet. But Sam Pai, he's a little bit heavier guy.
Yeah.
So he's been using the Maliko for surfing because the Kai foil doesn't have enough lift for him. So it's kind of like the size of a board. Like the volume of a board you know, if you're a heavier guy, you need more volume. If you're a lighter guy, you can use a smaller board.
How much is he weighing right now about then?
I don't know.
Like more than 220?
I think so, around, yeah, maybe 230, something. I don't know. You have to ask him. I don't like to ask. How much do you weigh, by the way?
I'm at like 221 right now,
okay.
So that's why I figure we're about
I'm
the
like
same.
195, so yeah, I think Sam is yeah, about your weight, you know. So
I'd sink that thing. I don't know. I need to be going 34 miles per hour to make it come out of the water.
This one has plenty of volume, but the foil, yeah. So it's basically the lift of the foil. You know, it has to, like, obviously a guy like Kai that weighs maybe 150 or something like that, he's going to be able to fly on a much smaller foil or less speed and less push to get it going, right? And then
it would be good to see Mo Freitas, because Mo Freitas is super good balance too.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's light.
Yeah, I don't know if he's tried it. I haven't seen him, but like, there's a lot of the pro stand-up paddle guys.
Dude, I've seen him on a shortboard, standing up on a shortboard, surfboard. It was underwater. It was like, it looked like he was like 1 or 2 feet underwater, paddling out on the North Shore to get out, and he was duck diving it with his feet. I mean, it was like something I've never seen. Unreal. Yeah. I think on this he could, pretty unreal.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is a little bit limited. Like, I don't think it's gonna be very good for like really steep, fast-breaking waves, like North Shore waves, because you kind of need a slopey surface, and you don't need a fast, steep wave really for it. And so it's perfect for using on those days when it's just kind of small surf.
And the wave has to break, or it can be like where the wave doesn't break.
Well, the other board I have is an 8.0, so that one you kind of need enough wave like to catch a wave. Like, even it's about the same you would need to catch a wave when you're regular surfing on a stand-up paddleboard.
Yeah.
But once you get on it, once you foil, it takes very little wave to keep it going. You know, so once you get it going and flying, even just like a very slopey bump will keep you going. You know. And as long as you kind of stay high on, like, you have to stay on the slopey part of the wave. As soon as you get out in the flats, then you lose speed and you just.
So what's up with?
You don't want to go straight. You want to angle it. You know.
What's up with those guys, like Zane Schweitzer, that they're pumping and they pump themselves back out? What's up with that? You can do that.
So I'm not very good at it. I've tried it a few times. It's like kicking out and keeping it going a little bit, and I was able to do like 1 or 2 pumps. But I'm not even close to where those guys can keep it going all the way back out to the next wave and come back in.
Looks like a dolphin or something.
Yeah, like Kai is really good at that, and Zane Schweitzer, I've seen him go really far. But yeah, I'm not quite there yet. That takes it's like timing and leg strength and.
But you think also because they're so light,
porpoising.
They're light, so they can go on smaller stuff, or not, or what?
I don't know if it's so much weight. I think I've seen Laird do it too. You know.
Oh, Laird.
So it's not so much. You don't have to necessarily. It's just timing and the it's like basically pushing down really hard, pushing the foil down to gain speed, and then lifting it up and lifting up your leg so the foil can come back up, and then pushing it down again. So it's like every time you push, you accelerate the.
It's kind of like you're pumping it at the end of the wave. You're trying to stay on, right? Kind of.
A little bit. It's like basically creating water speed over the foil. You know, so you have the foil going up and down, and you push it down to generate speed, and then lift it up as it's slowing down again. And so just you generate speed basically by pumping it. You've seen those. You've seen those foils, like the guys where they jump off a dock and they hop up and down.
That thing looks.
Not fun. It's super dorky looking, but that's basically the same thing they're doing. It's just like pumping by pushing, you know.
That thing doesn't really look. I looked at it. I watched. It didn't look fun.
And it has no flotation, so as soon as you stop pumping, the thing will just sink.
Yep.
So, but at least on a board, I guess once you get it going, you could theoretically keep it going like that, you know.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment, give us a thumbs up, and see you next time.